I just wanted to tell a quick story. The footage that you're seeing here will basically illustrate a point that I'll let you know at the end what that is. But I just wanted to talk about faithfulness. Like faith, a lot of people think faith means believing, and it does, but I think more than anything it's like trusting. So if you have faith in someone, it's like you trust them. Really, it's like you can count on them. They are trustworthy. They are faithful. That's kind of what I'm wanting to talk about, is just being faithful in the little things. Like if you're wanting to get better with money, you be faithful in the little things. Little things you don't spend here or there if you don't need it. So if you're wanting to have an awesome relationship with your wife, you have to be faithful all the time. Even with friendships, if you're wanting to get closer with a friend or just have a great friendship, if you're not faithful, meaning hey, we're gonna hang out on Friday, and then you just don't, either a no-call, no-show, or oh man, you know, this and that happened, or whatever the thing is. And I'm not trying to be negative at all, the opposite really. It's just, you know, it is written, if you're faithful in the little things, you'll be entrusted with much. And that's kind of what this is about. If you're wanting to make a big change, if there's something that you're wanting, if there's a goal that you're going for, you're going to have to be faithful in the little things. Like if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be a farmer, whatever the thing is that you're wanting to do, if you want to work for yourself, whatever the thing is, you might get there by cutting everybody off. You know, you can do all of that unjustly also. But what I'm talking about is something different. I used to work for a company. I was just a normal employee working at a computer, but when I go to the break room, the Keurig coffee pot was always empty. The trash was always full. I would fill up the coffee pot with water or put the little pods back in and load them up. I would just take the trash out. I started liking it. Nobody else is ever going to do it, so I would just do it. There'd be the same dishes always just sitting there like nobody's ever going to put them away. Once again, not talking trash on anybody. I just remember always thinking nobody else is doing this and nobody else is ever seeing that I'm doing this. But either way, like I'm being faithful. I'm doing a good job. There's a part of you that kind of thinks one of these days I'm going to be out of here and they're going to be wondering, oh, it must have been Eric who was doing this and that and this and that, because they're always going to be still there. One time I was traveling with my stepdad. We passed one of those travel places that has a lot of restaurants in it. My sister went to college in KU. She was a Rhodes Scholar, by the way. Anyway, we stopped at a Burger King and my stepdad, very faithful, he's saved 30% of every paycheck since he was 18 years old. Do the math on that. So there we are at Burger King and he orders some type of burger and they're like, do you want cheese with that? And he's like, how much is it? That's 25 cents. And he goes, no. I remember being shocked and thinking, whoa, you know, I think the house is paid off. He's got a nice big truck and a big RV and a boat at the lake and all these different things. And I'm thinking like, you're not going to spring for the 25-cent cheese? And I said something to him like that. I was like, you've got all this money and you're not going to get the cheese? And he said something to me that I actually never forgot. It was just kind of burned into me. He said, if you take care of your cents, your dollars will take care of themselves. And I just remember thinking that. Like, it's not that he made so much money. I'm sure he made good money, but it's just that he was smart with it. The reason he had the truck, the reason he had the boat and the big camper and all that stuff was because of the little things. Nah, I don't need cheese. No 25-cent cheese for me today. That was just faithful. I learned something. If you don't spend your money, it piles up somewhere. There was a time when me and my wife, actually, I really thank God for this. There was a time when we had woodpeckers that ate through all of our wood siding into our attic, caused a lot of mess. We sprung for metal siding and decided to get new windows, and it was going to cost us like $24,000, which I'm sure it would cost way more now. We decided to do it, and we used one of those 0% interest for 12-month credit cards. We had to pay the whole thing off in 12 months. $24,000, do the math, that's an additional $2,000 per month. And so we just really scraped and scraped to do that. We did it though. We paid it all off, and I remember like I was shooting shooting squirrels with a pellet gun in my backyard, and I was making squirrel noodle soup. We could have spent money on this and that, but I think it was 30% interest they were going to accrue. If you didn't pay the whole thing off by 12 months, you're going to owe like another $6,000 to $8,000, which is ridiculous. There was times when we were almost not going to make it. I remember telling my wife, like, we have to have a garage sale tomorrow. Let's dig through everything. We have to sell stuff. And we ended up making $500 at a garage sale on one Saturday. So the whole thing I'm talking about is just being faithful. You decide to do something, you just figure out a way to do it, you commit it, you do it. If you tell the person that you're going to be there at 8 o'clock, show up at 8 o'clock. Or if not, call like, hey, we're going to be 10 minutes late, but we're on our way. Don't just do a no call, no show. Like your kids, if you tell them that you're going to do something, you really have to do it. That's pretty much the whole point of this video, was that my daughter, they were like $1, these little cast iron skillets, and she thought that it would be really funny or cool to make little breakfast with these cast iron skillets. And it's like way more trouble than just doing it on a normal skillet or something. But she wanted to do it, and I said, yeah, we'll probably do that. We'll do that. And then it goes by, and then a week goes by, and 2 weeks go by, and you're like, you know what? I just need to do that. So that's pretty much what this is. Just wanted to motivate everybody. Be faithful in the little things. If you're on a diet, don't cheat. If you're trying to save money, don't splurge for the thing. If you've got some type of a goal, if your boss said do this, do it. You know, don't steal time. Don't do that type of a thing. If you need to go to something, go to it. One more story, if I just have to mention, this is a crazy thing. Probably 10 years ago, I was an EMT at a hospital. I was a lowly EMT, and one of the doctors was talking about the Tough Mudder. Or if you've never heard about that, it's a competition. It's like 10 or 11 miles through all types of muddy terrain and obstacles, and you get electrocuted and have to jump over fire and stuff. I thought it sounded awesome. He thought it sounded cool. He said, hey, if you want to go with me, I'll pay for you to go. And so he ended up paying for us to go, and he's like, but I really want you to commit to going. And the day of it, I wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning puking my guts out, and I went to the doctor, the ER actually. I was like, I have to go to this competition, give me some nausea stuff, I have to go, you know. And I felt so bad. I'd thrown up all morning, anyway, many times, but I had to go. I was like, this guy paid for me, I'm not gonna let the doctor down, I have to do it. So I ended up going to the thing. I was like red, like I was pinkish red. I had to stop probably every mile or two, but anyway, like 10 miles of excruciating stuff through the mud with a stomach flu. The whole point of it is, if you tell somebody you're gonna do it, you have to do it. People are counting on you. It's all about being faithful, not letting people down. The things that you do affect other people. Even if nobody else sees the things that you do, you still know. Are you faithful? Are you trustworthy? The whole thing about this, when it's all said and done, is you just are proving that you are a trustworthy person. People can trust what you say. Like, a good name is better than gold.
Super.